Hi, it's Bob Nagan, and in this episode of Real Retail TV, we are going to explore the three mindsets of successful retailers. So I owned my own retail business for 19 years. For the last 21 years, Susan and I have been, running, being whiz-bang retail training, and we have worked with literally thousands upon thousands of independent retailers like you. And through all of this work and all of these conversations, there are three mindsets that distinguish the most successful from the rest. So let's go through them. Think about whether you have these mindsets. And if you do, how do you strengthen them? And if you don't, how do you develop them? So the first mindset is the mindset of courage. The best retailers always, whether it's comfortable or not, choose courage over fear. Now, I'm not talking about something that is truly scary. I'm talking about stretching yourself, discomfort, courage. You have an opportunity to build that courage muscle every single day. So if you need to have an uncomfortable conversation with an employee, that is an opportunity to show courage. If maybe you're late with a vendor and you need to pick up the phone and talk to them, that uncomfortable conversation requires courage. Maybe it's letting somebody go. That requires courage. All of the things that are outside of your comfort zone, they all require courage. Some of them are small, some of them are big. But what I know is that when you display courage, that muscle, that skill grows and you become braver and braver and braver. And again, the best independent retailers work on their courage muscle. They're looking for opportunities to expand their comfort zone. They're getting better at being brave. So that's the first one, courage. The second mindset is a growth mindset. And what do I mean by that? The best retailers are always looking at what they need to get better. So there's a couple of things that go into it. First of all, there's short-term versus long-term. And the best retailers are always looking at what do I need to do to get to my vision. They're not caught up in the moment. Of course, there are problems in the moment. There are opportunities in the moment, but whatever is happening in the moment is always seen through the lens of how does that affect my long-term success? How does it fit into getting me where I want to go? So you're not looking when it comes to sales and policies and things like that. You're not thinking transactionally, you're thinking of lifetime value of a customer, which leads to the next part of this growth mindset, which is the difference between a cost mindset and an investment mindset. Retailers, the best retailers, the ones who are always growing, understand that it's not what something costs, it's what it returns. And so they're always looking for ways to invest in themselves, invest in their business, and to get better. I'll just share with you that Susan and I, the two biggest breakthroughs we ever had here at Whiz Bang Retail Training, both came from investments that stretched our courage muscle. The second big investment of those two, we invested 10% of our annual sales in a consultant. But you know what came from that investment? the Retail Mastery System. So even though it cost a lot, it was a great investment. And we're here on the set of the Retail-a-thon. Right now, the Fall Retail-a-thon is part of our Fall Retail Mastery System promotion. So I know that a lot of you think that the Retail Mastery System may cost too much, but I'm encouraging you to recognize that if you have a growth mindset, if you're looking at the long term, that you recognize that this is an investment. Yes, it has a cost, but it's not what something costs, it's what it returns. So the best retailers are always looking at the long term and saying, where can I strategically invest time, money, energy? Where can I strategically invest to learn the things, to get the things, to build the systems that I need to get me where I want to go in the long term? And the Retail Mastery System is just a perfect example of this. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that thought about investing in the Retail Mastery System for, in some cases, several years. Fear was always getting in the way. When they had the courage to make the investment, they got the benefits in the long term. So do you see? So this isn't necessarily about the Retail Mastery System, but I'm asking you to recognize that when you show the courage to make investments, getting to your long-term goals, getting to the vision that you have for your business and your life, that trajectory accelerates. And the third mindset that I want to share with you is what I call the entrepreneurial mindset. And if you're taking notes, write this down. This should be your mantra. I'm an entrepreneur. I figure shit out, right? This idea that there is no problem that is unsolvable. There is no problem that you can't get around, you can't get over, or even more importantly, that you can't develop a skill that will solve that problem once and for all. You see, when you try to put out fires, you're always reacting to the past. But when you have the entrepreneurial mindset, you recognize that problems merely point to a skill you have to develop. So this we figure shit out mindset, when you have a problem, you say, here's the problem. What do I need to learn? What do I need to do? What skill set do I need to develop so that this problem may happen again, but I know how to deal with it right away? Or I'm going to solve this once and for all by doing this, by building this, by investing in this. So that entrepreneurial's mindset, this attitude of you have the skills, you have the chops, you have the mindset that if there's a problem, you're going to figure it out. And you see how they all tie together? So if you have courage and you're constantly, even being brave on a micro level, little things all the time, building momentum, getting braver, expanding your comfort zone, the more confident that you become from the courage you show allows you to see a bigger future. And when you see a bigger future and you're confident in your future, you are brave and you're willing and you gladly invest in the things that you need to recognize and realize that future. And then the third part, this idea, the entrepreneurial mindset of I figure things out. That is an attitude, again, that's an attitude of courage. It is a mindset that says, no matter what happens, I'm going to do the things that I need to do. I'm going to learn the skills. I'm going to build the processes. I'm going to invest in the infrastructure or the information that I need to realize the vision that I have for my business and my life. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to take a look at these three mindsets and say good, better, best, or maybe poor, good, better, and best. How do those mindsets set with you? Do you display courage? Do you think long term? Do you have confidence in your ability to figure it out? So I want to talk about an investment right now. Like I said, we are in the middle of our fall promotion. We're doing a retail-a-thon. So I would encourage you next week, every day, Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock, Susan and I will be diving deep into one of the 11 modules from the Retail Mastery System. And I want you to recognize that the Retail Mastery System, there is a special price, a reduced investment right now for you to make. So when we talk about investments, if you don't have the Retail Mastery System, I'm looking you in the face and telling you that it is one of the best investments you will ever make in your business. It is not a cost. The money doesn't go away. It is an investment. You put money in and you get more money out. So there's a link down below if you want to learn more about the Retail Mastery System. But I just really want to encourage you to recognize that your mindset will lead to a more sophisticated skill set, which will lead to a better business and a better life. All right, everybody, I'd love to hear your comments. Put them down below. I'm Bob Nagin, and we'll see you next week.